Hi and welcome to the Mallet Cookery channel. So this is our 7th video now in the outdoor pizza oven build, and it's a really short video because all I'm going to be doing today is deconstructing the pizza oven dome form, allowing air to circulate in underneath to fully cure out the vermiculite concrete. So this is what the pizza oven dome and the base look like today. They've been curing for about 4 days. We're going to be tackling deconstructing some of the form for the pizza oven dome today, and the first job to do is to remove the Decathlon gym ball which was used to form the actual dome itself. So the chances are that because of the weight of the vermiculite concrete putting pressure on the base of the ball, you're not going to be able to reach under initially to pull the valve out from the ball. So what you need to do is find some bricks or pieces of wood that are all the same thickness and go around the form and actually lift it off the ground, maybe 4 or 5 centimeters. That will give you enough clearance to get underneath the ball to pull the valve out. So that's the first job we're going to do. So I've used a couple of scaffolding boards to lift the form up, and then I've also remembered that any additional supporting legs that you've put under there, you also support those as well. So there's a couple of bricks at the back and the front supporting those legs. So as I said before, the next thing to do is to reach underneath and actually pull the valve out from the gym ball. I'm going to be taking this front plate off first. So if you remember from the previous videos, there are 2 large screws fastening the plate into the base, so we need to take those out, and 2 smaller screws fastening this plate onto the piece of wood behind it. So I'm going to take those out. I've also got a very wide wallpaper scraper as a precaution. If this won't come away freely, I'm just going to place the wallpaper scraper behind the board very gently and just go around just to release it from the vermiculite concrete. We didn't even need that. It just shows, and that just shows how good this cling film or food wrap barrier is, that it just releases straight away. So the next thing to do is we're going to take out these 9 screws holding this plate onto the battens around the actual entrance form itself. Okay, so now that all of those screws are out, I'm just going to use these 2 larger screws that went into the base. Just put them in, maybe 2 or 3 turns. Obviously so they don't go all the way through. And I'm just going to use these just to try and pull this piece of wood out from the actual entrance tunnel itself. There you go. So now what we need to do is we need to go underneath again and just deflate the gym ball a little bit more if it's not fully deflated, and then pull that out, and then we've got access to this board from the other side. So now I just want to reach underneath there and just unscrew those 9 screws from that back plate, and that back plate will come through this hole, and then I'll show you the next stage after that. So that's the back plate done. The final thing to do now is just to take the battens and the flexible chopping board form out from the front. So now that all of these solid pieces of wood are out, the next thing to do is just to take this flexible chopping board form with the battens on, just push that into the centre from the bottom, and this should all fold up and pull straight out. There we go. How easy is that? Last thing to do for this is just to take off as much of the cling film or food wrap from the inside as possible, and then over the next couple of days we'll get a nice circulation of air, and this will fully cure on the inside as well. So the other thing we can do as well is we can take out this 1 litre fruit juice carton to allow obviously the vermiculite concrete to fully cure as well around this. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to take a Stanley knife and just slit the underneath of the fruit juice carton, place a container under that to catch all the water, because remember this is 3/4 full with water. That was just to give it the weight and stability so it didn't move about while we were applying the concrete. So once the water's drained out, and I'm simply going to just fold these sides in, and then that will go either straight out or straight through the bottom. So we'll just collapse this in, and then that will come straight out. Again, really easy to actually take the structure apart. So as I said before, we're going to leave this now for a couple of days, allow the air to circulate underneath as well, and it will fully cure over the next couple of days. So with regard to the floor, the only thing we can really do with this, because we don't want to move it just yet, still got at least a couple of days to finish curing, is we can take out this outer perimeter, and that will allow air to get to at least the sides and assist with the curing process. So we need to take the nails out first using a pair of pliers, and don't wiggle the nails too much if you want to reuse these templates. And as I said in previous videos, these templates can be reused time and time again. We don't want to make the holes too big where the nails go, so just be careful not to wiggle those too much, but just pull them out, go all the way around, and then we can take the flexible chopping border out, and then we'll pull the plastic down, and we'll leave that then to cure for another couple of days. So how easy was that to deconstruct? Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.